Hello, I'm Mitali Singh and I'm currently working as a legal intern at Lexis & Company. This video, I will be talking about one of the important cases related to censorship in India, which is the case of S. Rangranjan versus P. Jagjeevan Ram. The case of S. Rangranjan versus P. Jagjeevan Ram directed that there must be a proper balance between one of the freedom of speech and expression and restrictions on the one of the essential fundamental right which is guaranteed under article 19(1) of Indian Constitution, which is right to freedom of speech and expression. So this case talks about, basically given the guidelines related to the balance between the right to fundamental freedom of speech and expression and the restrictions which are imposed on this fundamental right. So basically, the freedom of conveying an idea through movies has also some restrictions under Article 19(2) of Indian Constitution. These restrictions come under several policies like integrity, sovereignty of India, national security, morality, and contempt of court. The law demands that it can't be conquered unless in a special situation and the community interest can face any kind of public damage. The anticipated danger must come proximity with the expression rather than any kind of hypothetical situation. It can be considered just as equivalent as spark in a powder keg. Hence, the guaranteed fundamental freedom of speech and expression under Article 19(1) of the Indian Constitution, which is legitimate and constitutionally protected, can only be restricted under some circumstances that are mentioned under Article 19(2) of Indian Constitution. The petitioners, which were S. Rangranjan versus respondent, which is P. Jagjeevan Ram and others, the date of the judgment of this case was delivered on 30th March 1989, and relevant case laws which were covered under this case were Article 19(1) of Indian Constitution, Article 19(2) of Indian Constitution, which talks about the restrictions on Article 19(1), and then Section 5, Section 5A, Section 5B, and Section 7B of Cinematograph Act 1952, and then Rule 24 and 24(1) of Cinematograph Certificate Rules 1983, and lastly, the laws which were included or which were discussed under this case was Section 124A of Indian Penal Code 1860. Now we will be talking about the facts of this case. So facts of this case are: on 7/8/1987, the producer applied to issue an exhibition certificate for the film Ore Oru Gramathail. The film was based on the theme reservation policy must be based on economic condition rather than the caste system. In film, there was not any kind of warrant that it contains the theme of caste consideration or reservation policy. Neither it gave any kind of consideration over sovereignty, integrity, and national security of India. At first, the examining committee refused to grant the exhibiting certificate. Then the producer asked for the second review by a revising committee of 9 members. 8 of the 9 members were in favor to grant the certificate, but 1 opposed the same. So the chairman of the censor board referred for review under the second review committee that was also considered of 9 members. After the whole examination, they conclude to issue a U certificate after deleting some of the scenes from the movie. U stands here as universal certificate was granted to this movie. Then the movie was awarded a national reward by the Directorate of Film Festival of the Government of India. After the projection of the movie, a writ petition was filed at Madras High Court with a view that this movie has expressed the reservation policy of the government irresponsibly. So the writ petition was filed complaining that this movie has expressed the reservation policy of the government. The division bench revoked the certificate on the view of the minority section Thus, the appellant went to the Supreme Court of India. So, these were the facts of the cases. Now, we will be talking about the issues which were raised in this case, and the issues were whether the film can be issued the certificate by the censorship board. So, in regard of this issue, the arguments which were raised by both the appellant and the respondent were: appellant's argument was the appellant's counsel, Mr. Soli Saurabhji, argued that the producer is guaranteed freedom of expression under Indian Constitution, that he can express through his movies. The movie is a work of art and there is someone's idea behind it, and the main theme or message behind the movie can't be untraced, and it should not be judged unbiased. The court must look over the general issue rather than any particular committee's view. Then, after the appellant's argument, the respondent's argument was the respondent's counsel gave his argument that the theme of the movie gave an idea of the Detroiting structure of Indian reservation policy. Movies are to be considered as a medium of entertainment only, rather than the medium to convey any message. Then the judgment which was passed by the Honorable Court was the judgment of this case was passed by Justice K. Jagannatha Shetty, and he delivered the judgment and said that Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution guarantees the freedom of speech and expression, which also includes the freedom of communication that can be made via movie also. But these rights have consisted of some restrictions in the interest of sovereignty, integrity and national security, which is mentioned under Article 19(2) of the Indian Constitution, that are obliged under Article 13(2) of the Indian Constitution, Article 19(2) of the Indian Constitution. The movie enjoys the right, but it does not work like newspaper or other modes of communication, and we can observe the difference between the First Amendment of the US Constitution and Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution. There are some sections and guidelines under the Cinematograph Act 1952 through which any particular film must be judged, including its impact at the general view, and must be examined at the contemporary standard of the country. The court further stated that the permissible censorship must be permitted based on social interest and the standard of society under Article 19(2) of the Indian Constitution. The Honorable Judge also gave a reference to some landmark cases such as K.A. Abbas vs. Union of India, second, Ramesh vs. Union of India, third, Raj Kapoor vs. Lakshman, fourth, Narayan Indas vs. State of Madhya Pradesh, and sixth, Sakal vs. Union of India, seventh, Kamal Krishna vs. Emperor, eighth, Manohar vs. Government of Bombay, and lastly, the Niharendra Dutt Majumdar versus Emperor. So the court gave reference to these cases, and in its judgment, the court gave its judgment in reference to these cases. The Honorable Court further held that the state has the obligation to protect freedom of expression, and the film has been judged by two different committees as per the prescribed guidelines. There is no constitutional contrary in approving the projection of film, and also any person has the right to give his or her view on any governmental policy. Open criticism of government policy and operation is not a ground for restricting such an important right. It must be tolerable. Hence, the judgment of the High Court was reversed and the film was allowed to be projected. So from this, we conclude that the Supreme Court of India confirmed the query of film censorship under Article 19(1)(a) of the Indian Constitution in case of S. Rangaranjan versus P. Jagjeevan Ram. The Madras High Court revoked the use certificate of Tamil film Ori Uru Gramathil, and thus the film banned to be projected. The film was criticizing the government's reservation policy and can indeed over the sovereignty, integrity, and the national security of India. The film also received a national award by the Directorate of Film Festival of the Government of India. After the verdict of High Court, the plea went to the Supreme Court of India, and the conclusion held that the freedom of speech and expression is important and legitimate as per the perspective of cinema or any other mode of communication. So thank you. That's it for this video. I will see you in my next video.